On the day I'm taping this, we announced here at St. Philip the Deacon the hiring of our next organist, Celina Kobetitsch. So I'd like to say a few words about her and also about music in general. Stay tuned. Hello, friends. Pastor Tim Westermeyer here, Senior Pastor of St. Philip the Deacon in the western suburbs of Minneapolis. Good to be with you as always. For a few weeks now, we have been talking here about some openings we have at St. Philip the Deacon, important staff positions. And today I am delighted to share news that we announced earlier this morning, the morning I'm taping this, that we are bringing on an incredibly talented young woman named Celina Kobetitsch as our next organist. Celina comes from Chicago originally. She went to Oberlin, where she majored in piano and organ, did some studies in Europe, including as a Fulbright scholar there, and has worked at a couple churches. Most recently, she's been at Trinity Episcopal Cathedral in Little Rock, Arkansas, and we are delighted that she'll be joining our staff, joining the St. Philip the Deacon family in July, we anticipate. She won't be playing probably for worship until August. We're still figuring that out. But today I want to first just celebrate that hire and, again, announce it here. As we've already announced it, we'll link to that announcement somehow. I also want to pause, and I've done this before since we're talking about music. I just want to pause and say thank you to everyone here at St. Philip the Deacon, volunteers who sing in our choirs, and our staff, music staff people, for making this such an incredible place for outstanding, exceptional, wonderful, spirit-filled music. So everything from our Saturday night service with Aaron and Nora and Linda to our contemporary service with Chris and Hope and Dave and Cam, to our first two services on Sunday mornings where we have our choirs sing throughout the year and our section leaders, and thanks to each of them. And, of course, to Celina, who will be joining us now for those services. Steve Griffiths is joining us again as our associate organist. And most importantly, I want to say a strong word of thanks to Sam Grace, our director of music. He's been with us for about 2 years now, and I cannot say enough good things about Sam and his leadership. He's an incredible musician, an incredible conductor, and an incredible leader. So, Sam, I'm grateful for you. You know that, but I want to say it publicly here. I also want to be sure to thank everyone who is involved in this search. That included me and Sam and Steve Griffiths, again, our new associate organist, as well as the president of the congregation, Heather Larson, and Kari Marshall, who is a musician in her own right and plays in the bell choir. And by the way, thank you to all those of you who play in the bell choir, and we'll have news about what we're doing on that front later. So again, big picture, thanks to all of you. From the time I came here 17 years ago, I was thrilled to be part of a church that took music seriously. It's an important part of my own life, and I just can't say enough about the future of music here. So since we're celebrating the arrival of Celina, I thought I would just direct you to a few of many recordings you can listen to on her YouTube channel. I don't know about you, but when I get sort of wrapped up in a particular song or a piece of music, I very frequently listen to it again and again and again. And there's one of these that I've actually been doing that. I'm gonna lift up 4 different recordings for you briefly, and we'll listen just to a couple bars of each of these, and we'll provide a link to each of them as well. So the first, and then I'm going to let us listen after I announce it, and we'll listen to a couple of bars, and then I'll come back. So the first is by Bach. You know, there are what are they called? Arguments for God's existence made up by or developed by philosophers. One argument for God's existence is J.S. Bach lived, therefore there is a God. I mean, he's the king of composers in my mind in all kinds of ways. So this first piece is on piano. Again, Celina is both an organist and a very gifted pianist. And this is Bach's Prelude and Fugue number 3 in C major. The next one is also piano, and this is now Beethoven, another German. This is the Waldstein Sonata. And then moving to organ, again, Bach. This is Bach. I mean, you can't get away from Bach, but this is Bach's Toccata, Adagio, and Fugue in C major. And then the last one, and this is actually the one that I have been listening to again and again and again, and Tim, who's behind the camera, who's editing this, he'll have to decide how we're going to exit this video. I'm not quite sure how we're going to conclude it. We can't probably play the whole thing, but one of Celina's gifts is improvisation and writing her own original harmonies for hymns. And so this particular hymn, I think you'll probably recognize the tune. The title she gives in her YouTube recording of it is Ye Holy Angels Bright, Darwall's 148. And so it includes an original introduction, and then it includes 3 original harmonizations. And I think maybe what we might do, Tim and I will talk about this later, is in addition to linking to it, you can listen to the whole thing and I would commend it to you, is we'll maybe just listen to the final verse of it. And I'll end my part of this with how that verse concludes. My soul, bear thou thy part, triumph in God above, and with a well-tuned heart sing thou the songs of love. Let all thy days till life shall end, whatever he send, be filled with praise. And I am so grateful that here at St. Philip the Deacon, we can praise God through the gift of music. As always, thanks for being with me. Be well, stay in touch, and God bless.